Hey, what's up you guys? It's your girl Taina and welcome to Taina Travels. Now I don't be going that many places, but when I do, you're gonna hear about it. Let's get started. Okay, so we're in Krabi, Thailand for only one day and we packed the day up. So we had to wake up super early because first things first, a car was gonna come get us to take us to our first adventure for the day, which was the elephant sanctuary, which I was super excited about. It was my thing. I was like, you guys, can we please? And they caved. No, they didn't cave. They were excited about it too. But so yeah, so we woke up super early and got ready for the car to pick us up to take us to the elephant sanctuary. So when we decided that we were gonna do an elephant sanctuary thing, it was important to us that wherever we went didn't allow riding of the elephants. And one that we found was in Krabi, Thailand. And since we were only in Krabi for one day, we had to book like an early morning tour for it. So they picked us up at around 6 a.m. from the villa and we were the first ones in the car. So we sat all the way in the back and then they went around and got everybody else in the area. And then it was about an hour drive to the sanctuary through honestly gorgeous scenery. We kind of just like watched, kind of just looked out the windows, took naps because again, it was super early in the morning. We caught as many Z's as we possibly could during that hour. But we finally got to the elephant sanctuary and that's where we saw the cutest little things ever. So we learned that these elephants were elephants that were rescued from places that allowed, you know, people to ride them and things like that. And they were just out here to live the rest of their lives in peace. And I was all about it, okay? So the first thing that we got to do with the elephants was feed them. So what they did was they put like these buckets of sugar cane in front of us and then everybody kind of, there was 3 elephants, everybody kind of went to a bucket, grabbed the sugar cane and you'd kind of like hold it out to them and then they grab it with their trunks and then feed themselves. I don't know why, but I was terrified. I was so scared of these at first. Every time I finished feeding one of them, I squeal and then quickly walk away. Oh my lord, oh my lord. like the elephant wasn't just like literally the sweetest thing in the whole entire world, but that's what we did for a little bit. It took a while to feed all 3 of them because we had a lot of sugar cane, but everybody just kind of went one by one, fed the other. It was honestly, it was super cute. It was super cute. It was super cute. So after we fed them the sugar cane, we then made these like, I want to say nutrition balls for them. We made them by hand. And then, so with these, we couldn't just kind of like hand it to them for them to grab with their trunks. We had to literally put these in their mouth. We had to put these in their mouth. So I go up, I take the little ball, and you have to say something to get them to open their mouth. I forget what, but you have to say a phrase, and once you said it, they'd open their mouth. And you put the ball, and you have to put it in their mouth. And when you do that, their tongue, it's huge. Their tongue is just all up in your arm. It was super gross, but honestly an experience that I will absolutely never forget. And we had to do that multiple times and just dealt with the slobber all over my arm. And it was fine. It was fine. It was honestly an amazing experience. Like I fed an elephant. I fed an elephant. I had an elephant's tongue on my arm. Can you say that? If you can, you know the feeling. We then walked them over to this place where they kind of just gave themselves mud baths. We just kind of watched them have a great time. That was really it. They were having a good time, just splashing themselves with mud, trying to keep cool.
Oh my gosh. Sorry.
Doing it on purpose.
She looks so pleased. Look at her. Look at her.
And so we just kind of washed over them. And after we did that, we walked them back and that's when we got to bathe them. So they had them lay down to kind of sit down, but not quite sit down. It's hard to explain, but they were there and then and they were like in a pool of water and we'd splash them with the water and they give us brushes to brush them. He had really rough skin and the hair was very coarse and it was, I bathed an elephant and he was so sweet. He was just like laying there like, okay, take care of me. And I'm like, okay, will do. He was freaking adorable. But we bathed them and we took pictures with them. It was just an amazing time. I loved the elephant sanctuary. I think it was a great place. I think it was called the Krabi elephant sanctuary. But they do amazing work over there with them. They rescued them, they take care of them. They do like 2 things a day, one in the morning, one at night, or like one in the evening. And yeah, no, it was great. They're expensive. Elephants are expensive. Like, they told us how much they had to pay for the elephants, and I was like, what? What? After we finished with the elephant sanctuary, they drove us back to the villa. Now here's the thing. Nini was supposed to be at the villa. So far it's only been Diego, Sarah, and myself. And Nini was supposed to join us at the villa. She was gonna come in like 10 o'clock, so we would have already gone to the sanctuary. But by the time that we got back, she was supposed to be there so that we could do our second thing for the day. Now what happened was Nini missed her flight. So stop it. It's a little funny. No, Nini missed her flight, unfortunately. So she wasn't there when we got to the villa, but we had like an hour to shower and like get ready for our second thing. And our second thing was the sunset cruise that we planned. This was also an amazing part of the day. Like, honestly, the morning was great and the afternoon was also great. So after we were ready, we went to the meetup place, and once we got there, eventually we made it onto the boat, and they fed us on the boat. And oh my goodness, was that food bomb, okay? Like, I don't know who was cooking in the kitchen on that boat, but my golly, that food was bomb. And the food alone had me happy. Like, I was good. Now, here's the thing, right? This thing, the whole boat cruise thing, the idea of it is that they would take us to different islands around Thailand, and then we would just kind of like go out, swim, do your thing, come back, go to the next island, you know, do your thing, right? The thing is, though, I can't swim. But that was fine with me. Like, I was perfectly content with just watching my friends have a good time. That was the plan. I was gonna sit back on the boat, grab some sun, you know, and just watch my friends have a good time. Like, I had no issues with that. Like, that was like, I had my elephants in the morning. I was good. I was perfectly fine. But these people, the people leading the cruise, were not having that, okay? So at some point, we got to like our first destination, and a whole bunch of people are just like jumping off of the top of the boat. I'm like, no thank you, hard pass. Of course, Sarah and Diego do it too. So at this point, they just want me involved. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll do it. So I finally make it to the group. That took a minute just because I was so scared. I finally make it up there, right? And I had so many false starts. Like, one of the people doing it, she was like, you can do it. She was like encouraging me. She was like, you got this, girl, you got. I was like, okay. So I go, so like this is the ocean over here. This is me. It is the end of the boat. So she's like, you can do it. Okay, ready, set, go. Like, I like do so many false starts where I like get to the edge only to walk right back. Eventually, I think I jumped. Honestly, I feel like I fell off the top of the boat because the distance between me and the boat wasn't that big. What I think actually happened was I got up front and didn't stop soon enough and just kind of kept going. But I made it in the water, okay? I made it in the water. I had a life jacket on, but there was somebody down there waiting for me to get there too, just because I was terrified. But I made it in the water, and you'd think that'd be it. I'm happy I did it. I'm in the ocean. Leave me alone. But no. No. Okay, so they had snorkeling gear, right? And I was not about to snorkel because I can't swim, you guys. Like, I can't move in the water. How am I supposed to snorkel? And they're like, you're gonna do it. I'm like what? So what they ended up doing was they tied this man, one of the guys doing the trip. I think he was from either Europe or Australia, I'm unsure, but he like came to Thailand for some reason and just never left, and I respect that. I respect that so much. But what he did was he tied a rope around his waist that was then tied to a life preserver that I just held on to. So there I was with this man just swimming me across the ocean. Like, he was just dragging me everywhere he went, I went. That was it, and I was able to snorkel that way, I'd like look down and be like, ooh, fishies. I had such a great time. That was, I'm so thankful that they made me do that, or that they made it possible for me to do that. Snorkeling is now one of my favorite activities. I feel like if I go on vacation where there's a lot of marine life, like I have to go snorkeling. I just hope there's another person that can then drag me around. Yeah, that's gonna be a must. Or I could learn to swim. No, hard pass. But that was honestly an amazing time. Snorkeling was great. Like if you've never been snorkeling, actually go snorkeling. I had a great time. Sarah and Diego came, they went. I didn't care. I was following my mans. Everybody had a good time. And once, it was like, we spent hours snorkeling and just going from place to place and just enjoying the company, talking with the other tourists. It was great. And once night fell, we got to swim with bioluminescent plankton. So when you'd like wave your arm in the water would glow. Well, not the water, but they would glow. It'd be like a lot of these like little green lights. And I was like, this is super cute. Our day in Krabi was literally, we were only there for one day. Our day in Krabi was absolutely amazing. The elephant sanctuary was great. The tour, the sunset cruise was amazing. I had a bomb. The thing is though, Diego wouldn't let me leave Krabi without torturing me first.